Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we'll be looking forward with AWS AI Practitioner, which will be our second preparation. Here we'll be going domain-wise and we'll be focusing on our fourth domain, that is responsible AI. This will be having around 14% in our examination, though it is very less, but we'll be looking into having equal importance with all domains. So let's start with our first question. A medical company is customizing a foundation model for diagnostic purpose. The company needs transparency, need to be transparent and explainable to meet regulatory requirements. With options given as in Amazon Inspector or the SageMaker Clarify, or here Amazon Macy or Amazon Recognition. I'll give you around 5 seconds for to stop here. You guys can pause the video and go to the question much more clear in order to understand, as well as to find out which of the options is correct, which one of them actually. Okay, so time is up. So our answer will be the SageMaker Clarify. So why so it is actually? Because this is like a service that allows you to have like many reports or have bias detections to be done, including transparency. Now, based on this question, you can see through that the question itself almost has the answer. Transparent and explainable to meet regulatory requirements. Now, you need to make sure it's transparent and bias should also not be present. So something in a way that should be explainable. This itself makes it clear that we have to be sure that it's option B, Amazon SageMaker Clarify. Now, other options, of course, like Amazon Inspector, Macy, or Recognition, they address more towards security, labeling, and compliance. But in case for when it comes to foundation model, it does not give very much of a clarity here. And so we'll be moving on to the second question. Right. So a loan company is building a generative AI-based solution. The company wants to minimize bias and prove stakeholders here. Sorry, the question is a bit stuck in between since I'm recording. So these are the options that will be given here. So let's detect imbalance or disparities, ensure model runs frequently, evaluate the model's transparency, use rogue technique, or have inference times to be ensured within limits. Now, do be clear, they can be they said that they select two options. So mostly in examinations, you'll come across these kind of scenario-based or anything short form that ask you to select two options. Make sure that you give yourself time to understand, because based on both only, they will be providing the points. It's not going to be half and half here during the examination. So I'm going to give myself 5 seconds here. You guys can pause the video and go to the question. So great. So once we'll now go into the solution here. So our solution will be one, that it detects imbalances and disparities here, and two will be evaluating the model's behavior. Now, these two actions here, they are addressing more towards your responsible AI principles, thus ensuring that your model performs more consistent and that it reaches among all the demographics of your stakeholders in order to make sure that they understand how the system actually behaves. So that will be here, detect imbalance and evaluate the model for transparency. So I hope this question is a bit clear. They all will be most likely scenario-based, or sometimes they cannot be, and they might confuse you. So try to make sure that you have to go through the statement clearly, and mostly the statements will have all the hints over there, like example bias, or since I'm recording, I think prove stakeholders, like how to prove to the stakeholders. So when you come to that point, like stakeholders, you understand that it should be something relating to data. So that's how you have to make sure that the stakeholders cannot understand how the model is. They want to make sure that the data is being given, so how it should be given, and it should be given in a proper way. So that gives you an idea here as to which options you have to narrow down to. Moving on to the third question. A company is developing a mobile ML app that diagnoses insect bites from photos taken from a diverse user worldwide. What responsible AI principle is demonstrated here? So I'll give you guys around 5 seconds here in the video. You guys can pause it. Okay, hope you guys have got the answer around. It's not that difficult, but the answer is actually fairness. Yes, fairness. By making sure that we train the data on a very much of a diverse, like global level data sets, the company will like reduce the bias and ensures that the model is well performed for every different like for all users, regardless of their race or their like skin tone or their environment, which is essential for the ethical deployment of like basically for healthcare adjacent use cases. So coming back here, yes, for diagnosing insect bites or anything like relating to healthcare, of course, fairness is important here. So moving on to the fourth question, and here it will most likely be our final question here for this video. A company is developing an ML model for loan approvals. They must detect bias and explain predictions. Well, of course, based on like I hope that you're aware of the previous questions. I give you guys like 5 seconds here. You guys can pause the video. I'm pretty sure you guys can come up with the answer soon. So here, we're moving on. Our answer will be, of course, Amazon SageMaker Clarify. As per we stated before, they will use for evaluating any bias during model training and inferences, and also to generate many explanations that help the organizations to justify like many decisions. And it's more likely it's very important for many of your financial compliant environments. So yeah, that much it. I'll be wrapping up this short responsible AI practice set. So myself, Pooja, the AWS Cloud Captain at CIT. I'm certified in AI Practitioner as well as Solution Architect Associate level. So if you guys want any other furthermore practice sets on other domains or particularly this domain, please do share in your comments and do like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching.